Hello, hello! Here we are yet again. Today, we're giving another shot to Grim Dawn. Let's do this. Mad Hat Poetic Justice will be... yes! Oh, awesome. I'm actually looking forward to you doing the Omen run. I have not actually made an Omen, so I'm thinking the Driegening has fallen, and I'm having delusion. I put some thought. World War I tank it is. We are gonna get the Whippet. That's the name of the World War I tank, by the way. I was a nerd and looked it up. Oathbound? Okay. See, okay, I was initially thinking Soldier as my first class. Or Nightblade, because I am aiming, and I'll explain it when I get my first level. Yeah, we've actually seen that. Alright, let's get the show on the road.
Still drawing. He's
a little unsatisfied with my last death. So, I feel like we're gonna double down and just really...
You're not looking too bad. The bodies that
hit the nail on the head. And also I acknowledge that Mad Hat is correct and defense cannot be ignored. I'm very much not good at defensive builds though, so we'll see how this one goes. Oh, he's so strong. What is this BS? Come on now. Alright, heavy armor, first guy. Love it. So yeah, you're doing the Omen demo. What's the kind of build you're doing? Are you just doing physical damage? Or are you doing, like, focus on shields? Mad GI still going strong. Upping your Dreeg rep. Honestly, that's a achievement I still need to get, is getting revered with Dreeg. Physical fire? Ooh, okay. I'm still undecided whether I want to, like, lean very heavily on physical damage or kind of, like, go towards the bleed route. I don't know, I'll have to look at the ability that I'm looking at after this level. Should be any time now. Come on, zombies. Level me. There we go. Okay, we're going to go into relative safety. Okay, so my initial thought is the move I'm using is I'm looking at this guy, Phantasmal Blade, because, which doesn't seem initially powerful, right? Until you look here. Dispense continuous volleys of phantasmal blades with frantic speed, but less killing per blade. This looks like it is minus 50 skill energy cost. It looks like it's a, you know, a vitality damage. Oh, okay, it's a vitality weapon. Vitality build then? What I'm trying to say is it seems like a channel ability, and that is what I'm going to try for. However, I am leaning on Soldier for defense. However, what does Oathkeeper get? Is it just shield stuff and hitting people with shields? Increased damage and armor. The Aegis of men here. Acquire shield. With strength of earth flowing through you. Blessings of Mahir. Hurl magical Aegis home upon your target, leaving it staggered and dazed. Okay, yeah, that's just throwing your shield. Presence of Virtue. I think that's retaliation. Resilience. Probably resilience. Charge. Gathering Smash. You know, for this particular build, I don't think the Oathkeeper is doing it for me. Huh. Nah, not this time. We're going to lean on a Soldier for the defensive abilities. Like, military conditioning is going to be great. Shield training. I'm still deciding whether I want a shield. We'll see. Stand by, please. Cool. Oh, Warcry. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking it. It's going to be Nightblade. It's going to be Soldier. And apparently I'm not getting ability for a while. But I am going to lean heavily on defense. The vitality damage is going to be nice, but I can let my abilities do that. Right now, I'm letting this club do the talking until I find something even halfway decent. I am excited to see how far you get with the Dreeganing. Or Mad Hat Dreeguy. Because, like, you know, the way I see it is the challenge still stands. If you win, you win. Okay, I'm not going to die at level 2. I think that's why it's so critical to just have an attack at some point. I'm kind of curious of what physical damage or vitality damage equipment I could get. There's got to be somewhat strength-based. I don't think I'm going to lean too much in mana. We'll see. It might just be cunning and strength are the main stats. With spirit being kind of like the third. Alright, Tome of Celerity. I usually wait until like level 8 or so before I turn off, you know, yellows. Let's see. And also, another thing I'm trying is I'm trying to see if I can find secrets I didn't find before. We're definitely going to go see that house. Maybe there's a... Because sometimes if you go to places multiple times, you see different things. That might be an exciting revelation. Maybe I'll see him first before I... maybe I'll go to that place before I talk to the dude. Got Francis's note and gun. There. Done with that stupid club. Physique. Cunning. Cool. Yeah, I don't really want these other attacks. Maybe dual blades. No, not dual blades. Because dual blades, we're going with the shield. Shield, shield, shield. Ring of Steel would be nice. Phantasmal Armor's nice. Veil of Shadow. Eh. Yeah. Oh, I'm Adam. Points. Nice. That does not look like a mighty ability. But it'll get stronger. Wow, there's a cooldown. Boy, that's going to have to level up pretty hard. Honestly, you don't have to go very far into the soldier line to get some good HP and HP regen. Yeah. I was thinking that too. As a, you don't have to double down too hard on the armor stuff, but I was kind of wondering if, like, vitality is a big thing. I'm wondering if health regen should be kind of a focus on this class. Like, kind of add that level of survivability. Because I don't think I've ever gone hard on health regen. It's always been mana regen. Maybe that'll have some benefits. Ooh, does this have damage over time? 3 projectiles. Main hand damage. Piercing damage. Bleeding damage. Okay, it does have bleeding damage. Nice. I really do like I enjoy that I seem to have a choice in the type of damage I do. Like, I can go physical, I can go bleeding, and I can go a vitality here. Maybe that's gonna be indicative of the kind of build I make. Get back here. I'm only up to about level 15 in the soldier line, where you pick up the bottom star that provides a good boost to HP oh, stand by. This guy's never going to survive this. Bottom star, good HP regen, level 5 nets you emergency heal. Oh yeah, and both those require a shield, yeah? Which that reinforces my, I think I am going to commit to the shield. The shield sounds like a great idea. I haven't done it before, and it sounds like it might be mighty. Now we just need to get there. Nice, whiffed it. Oh, this is going to be rough. At least with the elemental damage, I kind of had that non-scaling thing, but I think my spell actually scales with my attack. So you need to seriously consider a shield if you're going to go, yes. And yeah, I think the consideration, I'm committed to it. I'm going to withstand all the temptation to do everything else in the offhand, and then just double down on the shield. Fair. Alright, for the love of God, give me power! Okay. Yeah, the 3-second recharge is brutal. Minus 3 seconds, so there's no skill recharge there. Grant me cunning. I'm getting the impression that really haven't got much in the way of items here. I'm under the impression that we are going to be having mana issues pretty much the entire game. At least I suspect we are. We'll see. We can adapt. Get out of here. Free XP? Sign me up. Maybe before I level this up, I double down and go here. I think that's going to be the thing, because boy, do I need that. I may be neutering myself early game, though, so a little worried on that front. There we go. 2 casts of a spell and he's dead. I like it. I missed and he died. Actually, the vitality damage here would be awesome. Howda. I don't need a gun. I need this. Yeah, bleeding damage? Love it. Not wasting my time on those things. And we do need armor. Armor is definitely going to be a big indicator in our strength here. Just need to power our way enough to for like 2 more levels and we'll be good. A plank. There we go. Okay, I can't have that shield. I am kind of curious though, like what good shields are there? Because I've never really, once again, I don't really make defensive characters, so I'm interested to see. Okay. I was about to get cheeky there. It's like I could do shield or second weapon. No, that would be idiocy. I'm not going back on my plan. We're doubling down. What? Where am I? Oh, interesting. A little secret area. I don't know why this path exists. Oh, wait, what? What the hell's old abandoned mines around Old Arkova. I think I just found a secret area. Lower crossing. Level 24. Get out of here. An Eldritch Swarmer? What? Okay, we're gonna have to remember that one. Forget not. We will... We'll come back there. I gotta see what that is. Wait a sec. The soldier powers we're talking about are not exclusively for shields, I believe. You'll have to check. Okay, well, I mean, there are also incredibly good shield abilities. Oh, well, okay. So I'm starting to think devotions. I think devotions are going to lean heavily on my defenses, resistances, and, regeneration. Jesus, my brain is dying. Yeah, on regeneration. And then I think... I mean, that sounds pretty standard. I use my, components for resistances and damage. Go for a shield-based, accessory. Slow and steady. That's right, we don't need speed. That's when we found dexterity was a dumb stat. Constitution, all the way. Yeah, we go turtle crab. Okay, got good pants. Well, good pants, they're yellows. All right. But I'm kind of curious, like, your defenses can really... I want to know how far they can take you. It's like, you make defensive characters, Matt. How often do you feel like you have to run away in a fight? Like a boss fight. Do you still have to be kind of squirrely? Or can you, like, face tank a bunch of stuff? You know, it is going to be kind of important for us to have a good walloping weapon. Calm down. Close open a gate. I'll start with mine. I'll take you home. Yeah, later. I forgot. I was going to commit to being a complete bastard this whole time. I'm going to test out the Steam recording because Mad Hat Dree Guy has no issues getting to the middle. Large pack now. That's awesome. I look forward to that. If you need a place to put it, you're welcome to post that in the Discord. I am actually hoping Fox has done that a little bit. He starts streaming on the Discord itself. I'm hoping, if that's something people want to do, please, by all means. I would love to see your recordings of the playthrough. See how your character does. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so step number 3, don't stop looking at your health. That's going to be a something I gotta practice. Just a second, I'll look at that in a minute. I'm sorry, did that just do no damage? Thank you. There we go. Yeah, just picked up your first Oath Vower. It's Retribution. Let Poetic Justice begin. Oh, are you doing a complete retaliation build? That's awesome. Are you going to try to do the Death Roomba again? Evil Mad Hat. There we go. Okay, you guys can stop throwing fire. All right. Hello. How you doing? All right. Here is the first challenge. I mean, I don't really think I have the power chops to go against this guy very well. Not really done physical damage before, but let's give it a whirl. See what happens. This guy does not seem to be dying. Cool. I'm doing all right. It's a good day. Got off work, and boy, am I glad to not be there.
Can't do that yet.
Okay, that's a lot of dudes. Oh, I missed. Interesting. Die! There we go. Yeah, a knife every 3 seconds is a little brutal. I definitely need to get that cast time down. Oh. Give me a second. No death Roomba. That build was around shields and charging. This was built around just walking up to the mobs and asking them to hit you in the face. All right, don't need that. I don't need really anything. Not quite build some here. So. Yeah, see, that's kind of a, it's a little impressive. I can't really imagine a class where you're just like, please hit me. It's really the only way I can fight. I usually lean on the pure offensive side. There we go. 3 shoulder plates. Shoulder plates. Plates. Hey, Lunia, how you doing? Doing something. It's for tomorrow, but okay. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, we're doing some Grim Dawn today, but we're still trying that challenge, the hardcore veteran challenge that has killed so many of my characters, so many. But early game's always rough. Yeah. Okay, so we got another level. Means want it. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I can focus on throwing a knife. It's a little less damage, but that can change. Okay, this is better. This is more my speed. I can live with this. There's not a lot of bleed damage. Let me tell you what.
My energy is low.
Okay, now I start hitting him. Maybe I need energy leech too. Huh. Going with the World War I tank. Yeah, these zombie guys, they
Energy is low.
are rather persistent. I don't think I got the MP to deal with it. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, Crystal. Come on. Time to go. There we go. No more... Oh. Yeah, now no more zombies. Whew. Okay, the damage output, not where I want it to be. You know, the one thing I am excited for is this class really does challenge how I play the game. I'm basically choosing the opposite of what I normally would. Hell yeah, that would definitely get you going. Well, it get you into many different emotions. Hey, you got the graveyard. I mean, you know, cemeteries have their own charm.
I can't do that yet.
I've been to many in my youth. Epic Saga. Yeah, I heard the Epic Saga is good, but I've never actually listened to it. Yeah, I know how powerful poison damage can be. Huh. So yeah, I mean, that's a,
I'm out of energy.
it's very specifically the, Odyssey, right? Like, do they, tie into the Trojan War and stuff like that? I always thought that was pretty cool.
I don't have enough energy.
Noticing my health is plummeting. Okay, here we go. Nice. Well, did you talk about it, or...
My energy is
I was
low.
under the impression it was it. Or the Trojan War, are we specifically mentioning? Get out of the puddle. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So yeah, the Odyssey. Do away with this. Do away with this. Okay. We're almost to the point where I can start getting rid of the yellow stuff. I think now I should really start thinking about Phantasmal Armor. Okay. I think, yeah, the, I wonder how true it is to the original story, because there's a lot that goes down on the Odyssey. Maybe I should check it out. That sounds pretty cool. All right. A little more powerful there. right. You made it. Who knows where? I like to imagine that you've gone out into the desert, popped open your Starlink, popped up a laptop, and now you're on
Don't
stream
have enough energy.
to give your unique perspective. What's going on, Vox? Good to see you.
My energy is low.
All right. Man, my mana being low is kind of a bottleneck. That's okay. It's alright, that's okay. I'm gonna throw knives anyway. Might be what happened. You're typing, conveying, but otherwise sense organs mean they're gone. Oh, yeah. I mean, how else did you adhere your interface to the computer itself? Oh, fair enough. Hey, Opal, how you doing? It's good to see you. All right. Good, I'm glad to hear. We booted up a new dude, and he is completely counter to what I normally do, so my confidence is a little bit low,
I don't have enough
but I'm
energy.
excited for him to be the winning one. Expanding our horizons, that's what we're doing. Get him. There we go.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, that tracks. Probably should have headed back to base at some point. Get out of here. Give me those gloves and put them on my hands. Excellent. Well. There we go. The winning one, must you jinx yourself? Always, every last attempt. The
That
hubris
dead attack a
can't
creature.
leave.
I need some time to plan.
Do you even need to continue your character? I mean, if you give up, that's just going to make me win harder. Go ahead, schoolwork. Got distracted, guys. I gotcha. Got to get that school stuff done. All right. Get the free XP, free level. Love it. All right, this guy.
Greetings, child. My knowledge of spirits, troubled my knowledge of...
I can't wait to get a character that actually uses the respec function. Ready for your top 3.
Let's see what I can do here.
Oops. For Hermes and Estonia.
You see anything you like?
Oops, let's not throw away the pants. Oh, whoa, here. It's a yellow ring, but that's pretty good. Physique, can't lose it. Got full yellows and no shoes.
See you around.
Got a little bit of Lunia in me. Titans VA's new song though. Just laugh.
Welcome
Nice.
to my rift. You don't remember it. You'll be looking.
That sounds legit. Is this a purely audio form? Is it or based off
Haven't seen
like
you
a
up.
stage
Search
play or
the
something?
ruined Did you get the scrap? Perfect. Well, good, since I've cleared this key.
Like a Broadway or musical, something like that. Audio, but there's official and lots of unofficial animations. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, that's cool. So they actually an official animation. Like, are we talking like a kind of like a anime, or is it kind of like more like a I don't know, music video? Okay. Yeah, like a concept album. I think I've listened to some of those. There's I'm a big cosmic horror fan, so Dreams of the Witch House is pretty good. Pretty rockin' for the subject matter. Oops, that's not what I want. I want... Wait, where's the... Oh, there it is. Knock those out. Grant me shoes! So, do we have a damage type yet? Last character was poison. Yeah, this one, I'm not 100% sure. I'm focusing a little more on defense. So I'm trying to make a tanky character, but so far, I'm using this... Standby. This knife throw
My
ability.
energy is low.
Even though I don't have any, you know, mana. Blue, King's Creek Cleaver, can't use it. Has range attack. Oh no! Bodies. Okay, but yeah, I'm using this thing called Phantasmal Blades, which is just flinging knives at guys, but it does a mixture between bleeding damage, vitality damage, and the main hand weapon. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to lean somewhere in there. This leans a little heavier in vitality. This just throws chaos into the mix, so why not? Yeah, the idea is I'm fashioning this idea and dedicating it to a World War II tank. Or, sorry, a World War I tank called the Whippet, which was a fast, light tank that had a machine gun. So that's what I'm hoping for. I thought this spell was going to be like a channel ability, but we're committed. It could be good. At least I hope. Ah! Yeah, this flinging lightning
Can't do that yet.
isn't doing me any favors. Okay, let's hit him. I do think I'm going to need to keep my weapon a little high on the damage scale, though. If my weapon's going to be... Or if my spell's going to be conducive to the weapon damage,
I'm out of energy.
you're going to have to be on top of that quite frequently. My items have really got to do mana regen. Sure, I've seen that. It was TikTok. All right. So I need a new shield and new shoes. Oh, there we go. Wow, not only did I get shoes, I got really good shoes for the class I'm trying to be. Yeah, defensive ability, bunch of resource or resistances. I know my words. Ring of Steel. This one's awesome. This hat must go on my head. Awesome. I like how I just... It looks like a piece of metal that I just wrapped up with a cloth. Alright, we got a bunch of spiders to throw things at. There we go.
I'm out of energy.
We're going to be hearing that a lot. We're out of energy. There we go. There we go.
My energy is low.
God, the pierce damage is brutal. I'm really gonna have to buff up that resistance. There we go. Allow.
I'm out of energy.
Hey, stand by. I need to fight this and I'll read chat. Ah! There are so many! This
My
will not be
energy
the end
is
of me. Okay, is that them? Okay, what did chat say? Okay, come here.
My
we
energy
go.
is low.
Alright, you're right. I've seen them. Are the things that are adorable from afar, but then you get close. Yeah, exactly. They won't be that long in here. Fortunately, this game doesn't seem to focus too hard on them. I mean, there may be an area, but... It's not completely free of them, though. I did level. Let's actually get some defense. Defense. There we go. So energy absorbed from spells, pretty huge. Enemy armor, pierce resistance. Yeah, that's awesome. 33% energy leech retaliation. Ah! I always wondered about that. Like, when there's a bunch of go-to... Like, in a fantasy, there's usually go-to early game enemies. It's usually goblins, it's usually rats, or somehow spiders. I kind of... I don't know. I kind of want to know a new version of a level 1 enemy.
I don't have enough energy.
Need somebody to break the mold. Huh. That would be terrifying. Really? Boars? Is it just because there is it like a revulsion dislike, or is it like a just bleh? Why boars? That would be cool. You get a bunch of gorgons running around. Although
I'm out of energy.
it did dirty one time and you have a hatred for them. Yeah. I used to play World of Warcraft when I was younger. Pretty much back when it came out. And yeah, early game boars, that gets pretty old.
My energy is low.
I do like survival games where they actually have a boar, which is kind of closer to a real boar, where they're just like invincible tank monsters. But yeah.
I'm out of energy.
Oh god.
My energy is low.
Yeah, they're pretty seasonal around where I live too. Pretty much autumn time, they're everywhere. Although, fun fact, mint and mint extract kind of keeps them away. You can kind of like line your doorways with it. It'll keep them outside. You're getting tired of the I'm out of and my energy is low, you know? Buckle up, because I think our energy's low.
My energy is low.
You know, I may turn that down. Yeah. Yeah. It's, I don't know why. I think it has something to do with either the acidity or the, how thick the aroma is. It actually, like, kind of clogs how they breathe. So they tend to, yeah, sorry, let me turn the character voice down. Because, now that you said that, I am pretty sure I'm gonna start getting tired of that. Cool. Had boards and other animals that were more close. Exactly, and I think, I mean, aside from the games that are like Big Game Hunter, which, I mean, take them or leave them. If they made a decent enough simulator, I'd try it. But like, I feel animals in real life are super interesting. Why not have a game that exemplifies that? I used to play WoW. Everyone was trying to get to the boss that I need a target. I don't have a target. Oh no! Actually, the genesis of the name Little Dansky came from World of Warcraft. My first character, because, mind you, I was a little kid. Okay. But yeah, it's on that end, I used to play a Gnome Warrior. It was very amusing hearing him. Not enough rage. Not enough rage. Oh, God. But yeah, it's a, Dansky was a nickname my youngest sister used to call me when she was, like, a very small child. And because I made a gnome, it became Little Dansky.
I don't have enough energy.
I thought I turned that down. Hold up, hold up. Okay. Going dialogue, and there. Let's hear about your energy now. That's another reason why I usually make mage characters. Running out of the main resource you use, mana, is appalling. Yeah. You build a tome. Bury it in the middle of the desert for those to seek out. Oh, God. Don't know how that didn't hit me, but I'll take it. Okay, so now his voice is low enough. Let me know if even that starts getting annoying. Oh, God. That always startles me every time it happens. On hit points. I know this character has a ton of health, but it's always alarming thing. It's like, oh God, I don't have enough DPS. Okay. think I'm done with yellows. And I want this ring. So it's the Vigorous Viloth's ring. Blade Burst. Go on. Is that what I'm using? No, I'm using Phantasmal Blades. This ring might not actually be good for me. Offensive ability, Ether Resistance. No. This is not the ring. Everyone can still hear your voice. One day, I'm probably going to have like a sore throat and I'll do like a low or no mic day where I just sit and stew. And then you can, you know, watch me play a game with a coughing smoker voice. Yeah, it was true, but forests tend to be very damp. It would bleed through the book. Actually, this one might be an incredibly good item for me. The Berserker Cowl. ASMR day. I'm pretty sure Mad Hat would riot if I considered that. Not a fan of the dulcet tones into the microphone. Hell yeah. Well, cheers to you, Opal. I got a coffee too. I'm just milking it. So good. Tried an ASMR voice on stream. Still have nightmares. Aw. It's sweet that your thoughts of me go so low. It wasn't that bad. It's my voice but an octave lower while I'm practically eating the microphone. I don't know. I don't get the ASMR stuff. It haunts you. No, I'm not going to do the ASMR. Mad Hat doesn't like it. The aim is not to be malicious. Okay. Do I just need to buy a decent shield? What is the deal here? Oh! I got my second class. We're going Soldier. Alright. What are you doing? Shield or two-handed? Force wave? No. Cadence. Weapon forms. Combat gives you attacks natural cadence. Peaks and ebbs. When used as default weapon attack. Cadence power. Nah. Fighting Spirit. Activates when taking damage. Offensive ability goes up. That's pretty good. Use target maximum main hand damage. That might actually be something I go for. Your fans. Don't not do it on your account. We'll see. I gotta wait till you're not expecting it. Sorry, just reading a few of these abilities. First star. I do like these star abilities a lot. Overguard. Only maintain focus for a short duration. Okay, so that's a cast, and your health regeneration goes up. Right. Sure, we're going towards these two abilities. Yeah, it's all or nothing. Like, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. Woohoo! Demo for the win. Wait a minute, did we just get the level at the same time? Yeah, it kind of goes the same when it came to pranks at work. Because years ago, and mind you, this is years ago when I was a lot younger, I used to pull a lot of pranks in the kitchen. And, yeah, basically I'd be, go from like, nah, we shouldn't do this. It's super mean. They don't like it and whatnot. To the same time, all right, here's the greatest plan. I'm going to convince this person that he needs, for the love of God, to get me a cup of steam. I will refuse anyone to help him. But, I'll feel bad after. And only after. But no, years ago, I've stopped doing workplace pranks. Too many times getting in trouble and knowing, maybe I shouldn't. All right. All right, dangerous domain. I'm gonna put this character to some risk. Oh my god. Okay, this Ring of Blades ability is quite good. I'm getting from my shoulder pads. There we go. Can't traumatize. Wait, I can? Then I have to make sure I do it. Well, if you're gonna do something, you gotta do it right. I am kidding. Yeah, that guy was a fresh out of culinary school and hadn't worked a day in a restaurant in his life. And, yeah, naturally, it's just like, all right. Not only are you in my way, but you also think you know everything. So, let's do it. Oh my. They give me so many, vulnerability stacks here. Oh my god. Maledictus, no! Not like this! There we go. Okay, this place is going to be brutal. Cool. One down. Two to go. And a totem. I ain't a wimp. We're facing all the bosses. Man, I need health regen. And to maybe not get hit by all of those. Bon appetit. Alright, you have a good rest of the day. Alright. There we go. Easy. And I got a weapon upgrade from it, too. Maybe not the best one for my build, but it'll do. Ah! Awesome shield. Alright, Bernard Slightly Chewed Buckler of Vitality. I'll take it. This poison resist is good, too. And a Seismic Blast. Now this, I can't even use yet. Belagosian Shears. Delightful. Wow, that's pretty strong. I guess I'll equip it when it's leveled. It's disposable, but nice. Alright, so. I gotta find a way to make a long-term kind of betting pool for folks. How long do you think this character's gonna go? Are they gonna go all the way? Is it going to be the first stream they die? Like, how many streams until this character dies? Maybe that's the thing. And I'll make a tally. Had I channel points, I would allow you guys to bet those. All right. Blazewing. Okay, Ice Snap. These Wendigo guys are, oh my god! Well. Yeah, okay, I did jinx it. Mad Hat, you were right. You were right. So much for the bet. Yeah, I was actually thinking, it's like, okay, you know, maybe I'm jinxing it a little too hard. Maybe I'm playing the odds and not paying attention enough. It's okay, it's okay. I can catch up. Well, let's get this one started. I did not have a plan C. No. Oath. We're doing Oathbringer. We're doing Oathbringer and we're doing a shield guy. That's happening. I vow. I know, right? That's the nature of this game. You blink, and they're gone. Damn. I'm pretty sure that's actually a record, too, about how soon a character has died. Like, that actual under area is particularly dangerous. Because the actual floor, if you're not careful, if you're on the water area, you will take damage. And that's what got me. I was not paying too much attention to that. And then they hit me with ice damage and I couldn't escape. It's okay. I'm sure I'll lock in eventually. We'll say the first run's a mulligan, right? It's only an hour. Okay, I got a bigger shiv. Maybe I double down. I go, like, pure shield mentality. I'm not against making a defensive character. I do need some level of damage, though. So maybe that's it. Maybe we go Soldier Oathbringer. And go shield abilities. Bite your tongue and make no money. I can't, though. That's how I keep my eyes on the prize. Alright, but we are starting. How many streams, because this mulligan, how many streams before this guy dies? And I'm actually paying attention to playing the game now. Technically, he made a mention of losing the game when he died. Exactly! See? Very observant, Opal. See, maybe it's not the hubris that's getting me, but the self-fulfilling prophecy. I will never doubt myself again. Okay, we'll do Physique. We'll Oathbringer. We got the Aegis of Men here. Safeguard's awesome, but also a formidable weapon. Yeah, we'll do those two. Excellent. And Aegis of Men here. Isn't that what it is? Confidence. We have to exude confidence. Yeah, this throwing the shield ability, we're going Captain America. Are they? Okay, yeah, the shield throw. It's cool that you get it at literally level 1. Does it eventually start bouncing, or is it just a single target attack? Takes a while to cool down, though. Okay. I don't know why, and I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to exude Stephen King at all times, but when you say it'll bounce, I don't know why, but for some reason it came in my mind with a we all float down here voice. Charge ability is on the second line, about 15-20 levels in. So the charge is particularly powerful, hey? Okay. Okay, we're not even going to think about a crossbow. For melee or nothing. Although fur-lined jacket is delightful. And leather pants, delightful. Yeah, this hardcore veteran challenge has claimed many a character. Do I have to, okay, no. Let's see. We got 3 points. Gonna pump it in there. Avenging Shield. Aegis of Thorns. Infused with the Great Guardian's Suffering. Oh, there's another Dreeg ability. Hey, with your Mad Hat Dreeg eye, are you using Aegis of Thorns? Oh no, wait, you went Soldier. Never mind. I looked long and hard and realized that was a dumb question. Bonk. I do like how weighty the the sound of the shield hitting the enemy sounds. Very solid bonk. And I still do want to see what the higher level shields of the game are like. They do look cool, but I never use them. Or at least I haven't had a character that really capitalized on them. Ooh, scrap metal buckler. Go on. Less chance to block more damage. I like it. Oh, right. I should probably be... I mean, it's got to be strength and cunning, right? That sounds like the best bet. Okay. I still haven't figured out the math of the offensive level. There's so many items that use it, however, I don't think I've really pushed for it before. All right. A great sword. Got a green item already? Jesus. Maybe I don't have that ability to wield two-handed weapons one-handed. Oh yeah, secret area. I like how it's consistently in the same area. That's nice. There we go. Acts of Alacrity? I mean, I do like the swords in this game. However, I I do need more damage. I do need more damage. And I like the word alacrity. It's good. I guess despite the joke that all my characters are slow, now that I think about it. Wow, that does a solid bit of damage. Jeez. Bonk. I think fast one-handed weapons are going to be the thing. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Trying to speculate in theorycraft while on my way. So I'm basically coming up with ideas on how this character can be good. Might not be conducive to reality as of yet, but because I think that is indicative on what items I get. Bonk. Man, that is so good. Plus 18 damage? Nah, I want the ice spike. I need that extra damage output. What damage does this do? You do offhand damage, physical and fire, and I taunt. Yeah, that's pretty good. That just increases my physical damage. Plus 30 to all or 24 to all damage, and increase in armor. Okay, so I'm just becoming increasingly tanky as time goes on. Now, I chose not to use the bleed item just because I use it every time. I don't want to be different this time. This is the character. This time will be different. Here we go. You know what the funny part is? That last character didn't spend one devotion point. Not a one. So the Jinx... What? I wasn't saying I was gonna win. Ooh, Gladius. I said this time will be different. Not this time I'm gonna be victorious. There we go. Bonk. Yeah, I don't think I've ever made Soldier as a primary class before. It's always been secondary, and because I wanted to use some kind of defense. Kick down the door. Scare him shitless. There we go. Other Spalders. Oh, wait, I can use Spalders. We got Spalders Gate. It kind of makes me curious. I've actually watched a couple people who are like absurdly good at Grim Dawn. Well, at the very least, better than I am. But yeah, they tend to do incredibly well with physical builds. They probably pay a lot more attention to the game than I do, but because I mean, naturally, one slip up can be your downfall, and I do invite a lot of slip ups. Let's be real. Although I think I've said the word defensive for this character before, but I can't really say I've been doing very defensive things. What's this? Age of Shield. Reverberates with Celestial Might. Echoes from your original target strike. Ah, here we go. There's the band's ability. Makes it more expensive, though. Retaliation damage added to attack. Total damage modified. Fire turns to acid. Then Reprisal. That's really cool. Smite. And activate with all default weapon attacks when used with weapon and shield. Ooh. The Oathbringer has a lot of really cool abilities. Resilience. Go on. +1 maximum to all resistances. Jesus. Presence of Virtue. Okay. I like it. Maybe I've been a fool to be sleeping on the Oathbreaker for so long. Now, with the new expansion coming out, I am excited to try out the Berserker. I'm pretty sure that's going to be, by default, just basically a better Nightblade. Put them down. I try to think of games like these kind of like in the first person, or kind of, you know, from my perspective, kind of trying to superimpose myself as the character. And I don't know, I have a hard time imagining what combat like this would be like. Just swinging until your arm just is about to fall out of its socket. Using some magic abilities, no doubt, but I don't know, just fly in with an axe, start chopping. Okay. Let the health do its thing. Okay, I'm very habitually pushing shift click just so I don't run around by mistake. However, that might not be a good idea because I shouldn't be standing around. Okay, enough with the crystals. There we go. There we go. Whew. Skull of Sorching. Yellow boots. Okay, now we're going to start switching out our stuff. More physique. Don't mind if I do. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, we're good. We're good. Now we're going to get rid of common and magic. Might be a little aggressive on that front, but it don't matter. There we go. It's actually kind of interesting, too, because in the lore of the game so far, I don't think they've really mentioned too much about Menhir. And that's where a lot of the shield abilities seem to link to. He's supposed to be like the Grim Dawn god of protection and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious to see where we go with that. Like, where's a good shield? Where? Turtle, what are you? Okay. You're yellow. You're getting yellow. The first one should definitely be Turtle. For sure. Obelisk of Menhir. Oh, he's the god of Earth. Interesting. Steadfast protector of Cairn. He is prayed to equally both by men eager to defend their home and farmers hoping for a bountiful crop. Ancient stone monoliths mark sacred grounds of Menhir to this day. So he needs yellow and blue. Lovely. Beetle would be good. Okay. I got like a smorgasbord of devotions that I wouldn't normally get. Although we are going straight for Turtle. And maybe we'll take a look at Crab. Bonk. There we go. You know, I really have enjoyed this challenge. As difficult as losing is, it is pretty cool actually seeing how suddenly difficult this game can be. And I've gone a long way to learning a lot more in depth as to what this game has to offer. Wow. Okay. Sure, yeah, that's what I'll do. No, we're undoing. There. Now it bounces. That's what I want. Turtle? For losers and who are babies and are afraid of getting hurt. I've been hurt so many times. Too many characters have fallen. We're going defensive. Menhir be praised. Okay, that bouncy ability is awesome. That's a total game changer. Although one thing I'm enjoying is because some of the main abilities have cooldowns, like, I don't think this character ever is at a point where you're not swinging your weapon. Like, the main attack is still important. And I think that's probably where, like, attacks like Cadence come in. Ha, okay. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, believe it or not, I think Turtle was kind of one of the earlier devotions I got back in the day. But I do remember it saving my Aethermancer once. Or twice. Or, frankly, 100 times. I don't know. When we get closer to getting the ability, I'll take a look into what exactly it does. And we'll see why it's so good. So good. There we go. Tear them down. I also like the idea of using the dash ability aggressively. Using it to get into a fight rather than out of it. But we are definitely going to need our defenses up way higher if we're going to be doing that. Also, vitality. Something we're really gonna have to focus on, because, boy, do I get hurt often. At least for now. Like I said, early game's always somewhat rough before you have a actual functioning. There we go. So far, this is only theory. Hey, enough of that. Ah! Okay, health, I need you to go up, not down. God. Well, that's where the offensive ability comes in. With the frickin' misses. Look at that, 2 misses in a row? What is this crap? Oh, jeez. Whap, 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 whap. Come on. I think that may be one of the main reasons why I haven't really opted towards a tanky character. Is a lack of damage output can really hurt. But he will be forgiven if he drops a shield. There we go. Well, okay, fine. Jeez. Okay, main attack damage going up is going to be a priority. For sure. Yeah, I'm not even level 10 yet. I'm not going in there. Not yet. No way, no how. Bong, bong, bong. Nice. It's time for a gong. Crank that a little bit. Once I start maxing out those abilities, we'll be doing fine. We'll get a decent tempo going. But I'm convinced, a good physical damage, I've seen a lot of them. I'm kind of excited. Like, maybe I'll get, like, a Berserker Axe. Maybe I'm looking for one of those, just that sword that just is, I don't know, it's called, like, the Martyr Sword or something like that. There's, like, Legion equipment. Oathkeeper, last row at level 10 is Resilience. Don't sit on that one, as the last item allows you to your max resistance to increase, meaning taking less damage. And that's actually... that is incredible. I was looking at that. I think I am probably going to go pretty hard into the Oathkeeper, but be a little more fluid into how we're going about the damage output, while being pretty concrete in the defenses. Like, maybe I should focus on Soldier for damage output. Like, the shield's great. The shield toss, I mean. But they got things like Cadence and, you know, the different abilities that, you know, you channel does more damage in your main attack. I don't know. They also have a ton of stuff that massively increases your stats. The star abilities, I mean. You know, the thought of actually hitting a bunch of mosquitoes with an axe is kind of crazy to me. I mean, I understand swinging an axe at mosquitoes, or a swarm of mosquitoes. I don't really see killing many of them. Probably why they always seem to have a ton of defense. That just goes to show how powerful our character is. His axe is so mighty that the mosquitoes die in a blast radius. Okay. Like how we're at the point where 2 Slith explode when hit. There we go. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Couple boss creatures. Bonk. Got Regalis. The Leaper. There we go. I mean, the damage isn't soaring downwards, but still not nothing. Yeah, offensive ability is going to be huge. These characters are missing way too often. Like, how do you miss with a flippin' spell? Damn, nothing. Are you kidding me? Take the copper band. Take the pants of blood. And a strap. Alright. So, fire damage, burn damage, offensive. We got offensive and pet. I mean, I guess the fire damage is actually helping me. Okay, Mighty Reinforced Greaves. 3 for Zeke. Do it. Oh wow, I really have not been spending those. Oathkeeper is building up charges, increases the potency of builds. Nah. That doesn't seem amazing. Smite does sound good though. 70-degree attack in an arc, 12% chance of being used, 3 targets maximum. It does cleave, offhand damage. Physical resistance, fire. Okay. Really need a little bit of damage output. Just a smidge. Just to keep us going. Look at that. Yeah, I think if I'm periodically smiting, we'll be fine. The fights won't go insanely long. Wait, I leveled again already? Okay, I'll take it. An officer's crossbow, delightful. Is it Vire's Might? Is that the charge ability? Zealous Enforcer, Celestial Judgment, Height, a Taunt, Knockdown, Ascension. For Devotions, you'll be going Turtle, Bow, and Targo. What is Targo? I'm sorry, Targo. The Turtle, Bowl looks good. Trauma damage. Oh yeah, isn't trauma like a blunt damage? Like super blunt? Cargo shield and retaliation. Okay. That does actually sound like something I would be interested in. But I can't copy you directly, right? Kidding. Or we'll have the same build. Word for word. I got a higher level. And I really need that offensive ability? For sure. Give me your things. There's something to be said about walking in, killing a bunch of bandits, and then just sitting and eating their meal. Like, whoa. Got beans on toast? Hell yeah, I'm gonna eat that. Find yourself company of the Rovers. And the Rovers are so cool. I really like them as a faction. I did make a Rover parallel in my D&D campaign once upon a time. All right. Cunning. We definitely need a little more cunning. Right, you gotta be cunning and brutal. But sometimes you gotta change it up. Be brutally cunning. There we are. You know, 12% chance back-to-back is kind of amazing. That's some gambling odds I like to see. You know, if your town was invaded by a bunch of serpent creatures, I'm pretty sure I'd be rather unhappy. Okay, we need to go against Huskwell and then a, no. We need to go against Primordia. Or whomever's the water test. That's how we get our bags. And those are important. Let's do this. Back to town. Trying to get too speedrunny. Get back there. Hunt down creatures, sell your stuff. There you are. You're just here to complain and take a break. Don't mind me. 2/3 done. That's awesome. I mean, please, by all means, complain. Take a break. That's what this is for. Lean back. Relax. Hopefully assignment's not too crazy. But being done is good. Well, 2/3 done. Alright, Slith coming down. Woohoo! Drop off our unmentionables. You're good to pass. Get our free XP. There we go. Whoa, we got a stream boo. Yeah, it's a little mind-boggling. Good practice since it's in French and your brain has been mostly set in English. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. You kind of like, is it kind of like a language subject, or is it a, just where you're going to school? Man, actually, that's one thing I don't really consider is, the whole bilingual school thing. That does not sound easy, to say the least. Weapon attacks. Oh, yeah. That looks great. Well, we're going towards resilience. That's wonderful. But first, we must fight. But that's the important part. You get the good practice. It's one time I read one of the most brutal, difficult, and grueling ways to learn a new language is to translate a book. Because like you have to really grind your way into understanding the language to do that. Your first language is technically French. You prioritize English in every other aspect of your life than school. So going back to school. Oh, I gotcha. That must be tough, too. Because, like, yes, it's your first language. However, it may or may not be something you're surrounded by. There we go. Right. Yeah, but with age or something, you've grown to appreciate your French heritage more in something like Clair Obscur. Okay, I get you. And maybe kind of, and, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it does seem that sometimes being kind of surrounded by it and seeing the creative force of it really kind of, exemplify the good in it. All right, 46 armor, bleeding damage with 18 duration, offensive ability, chaos resistance, retaliation. Let's do it. Although, yeah, I mean, there have been other French games in the past. However, I think this Clair Obscur as a debut is phenomenal. And who knows? It's nice getting a different perspective. Culturally or otherwise. French versus English has always been a huge... Oh, God. Are we talking the languages French versus English, or the, the actual history of France and England? Hey, what is the context of that one? I like how dinky the shield is. I mean, realistically dinky, don't get me wrong, but still funny. Both? Okay, I like that. Yeah, mention you're French Canadian, so we're colonizer both can. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay, yeah. Is it Montreal? And I mean, no, I'm thinking Quebec. Because yeah, there is one Canadian area that seems to have predominantly French-speaking area. I think it's Quebec. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Couldn't help but notice my health has dropped considerably. Okay. Please throw that shield a little more effectively. Thank you. Also, here's the thing. We have a saying in French, à Quebec. Oh, I'm not going to pronounce that right. Since there is a city in Quebec and the province of Quebec, so I know what you mean by the city or the province. Yeah, that's actually true. I mean, in this United States, we have the same situation. Kind of like we have Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. And trust me, do not get it wrong. The people from Missouri are like, no, I am not from Kansas. Kansas City. Yeah, exactly. But it's also in, oh, this is like historical reasons. There's so many places like that are named after places in Europe, but are just have new in front of it. Like New York is like the city of York. New Hampshire is like the city of Hampshire. Whenever you need a name of a city, you just put new in the name of a different city. Although, I've always been curious about naming conventions of areas. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you consider the circumstances, like, I'm pretty sure the people who originally colonized there, like, built their little fort and decided to try to live there. They were probably like, no, I'm from this area. I'm just, you know, I'm here. Until somehow I need to leave. I spent a year on a boat. I'm pretty committed. But I'm bringing my lifestyle with me. And then they proceed to starve to death. You know how it goes. Learned history in class. I remember being told people are constantly dying because of the cold. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's if you're not ready for that kind of climate, especially East Coast, which my geography is not the best. But I do believe Quebec is kind of on the east coast of Canada, correct? Or Montreal is kind of close that way? Again, might be completely wrong. But yeah, that place is kind of notoriously cold, especially when you start going towards the north. So if you get like a little bit of that northward thing and you're just not used to that level of chill, you can start having a lot of problems, especially if you don't have, you know, a basic infrastructure or readily accessible resources, or, you know, tools. I am always impressed by it, like I mean, both native and, you know, settling cultures, just going from a state of not having something to, you know, eventually developing what we have today is amazing. Like, I was reading up a little while ago about the history of barbecue, no less. And it became popular because there was a bunch of castaways that you know, went by, learned a way of cooking that the locals did, and decided to sell it to passing ships. And barbecue's been around ever since. Oh, barbacoa. Oh my god. It's gonna take ages. I gotta scratch my nose so bad. Okay. We're doing it. Ah! Okay. And you're preventing me from leveling. Okay, we're almost 50% hit points down. His hit points, not mine. Beat off the corruptor. Right, give me your phase 2. Man, I am really reliant on my weapon damage. If my weapons start falling behind, we're in for a bad time. Come on. Yeah. I mean, I paraphrased the entire story quite a bit, mind. But that's basically the Cliff Notes. One thing that's always fascinated me, though, and I mean, I know it's food. I've always been passionate about food. I love food. I love eating it. I love making it. Everything about it. But the history of food, if you consider, like, all inventions are something that's, like, you know, sometimes serendipitously learned, sometimes it's like trying to solve a problem. Sometimes it's like a concerted effort, but like, who is the person who found out how to make risen bread? Like, how did that discovery happen? Or cheese, right? Like, oh yeah, we take some milk, but we had to put it in the 4th stomach of a cow, right? It has to be the 4th one. Any other stomach, it won't do. But you do that, you leave it there, and it turns into chunks. And then we eat the chunks. It's like the level of serendipity attached to that one's kind of insane to me. There you go. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's like, that's kind of the best part about history, too, is because, like, we really can't know. We can find evidence, we can make speculations and stories, but okay. I'm paying attention. I'm sorry. You have my attention. But yeah, it's like, but it's, most of what, history is telling stories. And then following as many, primary sources as you possibly can. Unless it comes to, like, a, historical thing. Like, it was not too long ago that we found out what orichalcum was, right? Which, you know, for years I thought was a mystery metal, like a fantasy metal, kind of like mithril. But no, it turns out it was real. It's a copper tin alloy, and they actually found the chemical composition of it enough that they can replicate it. And, like, for the longest time, it was considered one of those, like, lost materials. Same with, like, Roman concrete. They only recently discovered how that works, and how it, like, even though they didn't really know how things work on a molecular structure, they found a way to make it a, self-healing. Which is insane to me. Again, I feel like that's knowing a process without knowing, why they do the process. Like, if you consider the seawall in Rome, that girl now, but you're so mad. So much studies exclude. I agree. There's that one story, and I don't know how true this is, mind. Yeah, they are. That's that's recently discovered? I thought that was a known factor. But yeah, there's that one statement that the majority of Japanese novels, like historically, were written entirely by women. That's only because the court language in Japan at the time that that was happening was Chinese, so they would always write in Chinese. So the original Japanese epics, like written in Japanese, were written by women. This one is better. It only made Scandal recently, but since then. I gotcha. Oh, good. I mean, that's lower armor, but... that is a lot of resistances that I do not currently have. Am I seriously still wearing gray pants? Come on now. Loot! I need you. Oh yeah, I've been sitting on this level for too long. I want... What do I want? There we go. We're getting resilience. Here we got a free point. And we got to free this. On the bright side, we don't have to listen about how low I am on mana all the time, though. There we go. You know, speaking of history, and this is on a more, light tone, it is actually kind of nice knowing that there's a large points of history that are just not taught in school that frequently, that are just so much more interesting. And I feel like history class would be a lot more, I don't know, fruitful, exciting if it actually taught some of it. Kind of like the more absurd things, kind of like, I don't know, that one, like, dancing disease that everybody in a town just mysteriously started dancing and eventually died. Or the Great Molasses Flood of 1919 in Boston. Stuff like that, I feel like, needs to be kind of shared a little bit more about how, showing how truth can most definitely be stranger than fiction in a way. Depends on the teacher if they're passionate. Yeah, that's true. I remember going to school and I had one teacher that had a PhD, was super into it when they were like, going up and studying, but like, they were the most dry, dull, drab teachers I've ever had. But then like, because they had a PhD and they were like super passionate in the day, there was like videos of them discussing the subject they were studying, right? Oh my god, my weapon is so slow. Okay. Stand by. I'll finish that story in a second. Okay, I'm pleased by the random lightning bolt. Okay. But yeah, it's showed the video where it's just like, he is the most passionate you've ever seen. Like, wait, what the hell happened? Why can't I have that guy as my teacher? It's amazing what time does to people. And how much it can, like, drain or enhance your passions as you grow. Hey, a yellow shoulder guard? I'll take it. And also a green shirt. Demonic Patchwork Doublet of Decay. I mean, that's almost alliteration. Almost. It's pretty garbage, but it's better than what I got. I'll take that. We ride. That's kind of a sad part in general, if you think about it. Like, teachers that if they're passionate about the subject, but are they able to convey that passion to students is the important part. And it's a shame sometimes that some people think, I don't give a crap whether they learn or not. My health drops so fast. Oh, God. We'll look at chat in a second, please. Give me a moment. There we go. I've been doing some philosophy, and while I don't entirely agree with the teacher, exams we've done in class, I've enjoyed picking her brain. You know? Okay. Hear me out. I'm going to do a hot take. I think a philosophy teacher that you disagree with is probably better than a philosophy teacher that you agree with entirely. Because the entire purpose of philosophy is challenging ideas. So if you have somebody that you consistently challenge with, you know, maybe that's not a bad thing. Yeah, do their job, exactly. I think Ray Bradbury wrote, as you learn best from the things you dislike than the things you do. He was talking about, you know, reading and writing and stuff. But, like, you know, like watching a movie, you're never going to learn. You don't accept your take on philosophy. See, you're growing already. 65. Okay, that's phenomenal. But yeah, Ray Bradbury did write in his book on writing, which phenomenal book, by the way. Yeah, it's you learn like from a movie. If you watch only movies that you like, you'll never know what good filmmaking is. Told me you're quite good at philosophy, and she helped you feel more confident and loved you more. Good. That's especially something to be proud of too. Like, especially when like a teacher's like, you're actually doing incredibly well. Especially if the ideas are, you know, not disagreeable, but, you know, you disagree with them. Yeah? That is actually a good quality. I mean, I'm not a movie person, don't get me wrong, but I do appreciate when something is made well. And I've seen enough that I don't like that I know why I don't care for it, right? Maybe that's where the art of, you know, not constructive criticism like you're trying to fix that, but in order to critique something constructively to understand what you like about it more. Yeah, well, it's true. But I would argue the between a series and a movie, it's really the format's the biggest difference there. Because, you know, the things that work in a series don't necessarily work in a movie and vice versa. Same medium, though. Just a way to convey a story. I think same goes for books, too. These strikes. Have you? Well, that's good. Sometimes it's really hard to, you know, find and acknowledge those weaknesses, too. Kind of like when I, first time I, you know, got an apartment myself, right? When I was younger. I learned a whole lot about myself. Mainly because you had to force yourself to be accountable for it, right? You know, he's sitting there, it's like, God damn it, who left the dishes in there? And left me to clean them up. Oh, it was me. I did this to me. Kind of went a long way to build good habits, too. There we go. Yes. I mean, be ready for it. Sometimes people find that it's not to their liking. Some people just never live on their own at all. I was pretty fortunate to have a situation where I could. Well, I was fortunate to have put myself in a situation that that was, you know, necessitated. But, because, you know, it wasn't exactly financially viable, but I did it anyway. It's been something I've thought about frequently. Because, yeah, all through my 20s, I basically, you know, had roommates through and through. I was kind of getting close to, like, 27. Early 20s, I had roommates throughout. Now, 27 is a little too old. I think I was a little bit younger, but not by much. I think it was 25 that I actually got an apartment on my own. Right, we made it. Yeah, I think at this point I'm just straight up praising any point I don't immediately die. Why are you invincible? Okay. Well, I'm sorry, it's earlier from when I am now. So it's comparative. But I don't know. I think it's a good experience to try out. But the point is, less, you know, going on a tangent about that. More about the idea of, you know, being forced to view those sort of things and having to adapt to them. Oh, I did level. Good lord. Okay. Yeah, I need to put more into that ability. Usually it's quite special, so you won't go into... I get you. Hey, you never know. Future's full of opportunity. Always something to look forward to, right? Hell yeah. What's going on, Arnie? It's good to see you. How you doing? That's enough for one night. Logging off. Currently at level 15. Okay. Well, I got some catching up to do. Not that far behind you. A lot of it. Oh, yeah. How's that been going? Have you been doing kind of like a multiplayer thing with Vintage Story? You've, I mean, I've honestly poked my nose in from time to time just lurking, but... Okay, nice. Hell yeah. I've been trying to do a little study, because a Vintage Story does look really fun. Like, really fun. Your own server? That's awesome. Oh, wait, you might? That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to look up. Eventually, I'm still on the fence about grabbing it. At least right now, just because it's in super alpha. But I feel that when it comes to Vintage Story itself, sorry, multitasking. Yeah, when it comes to it's fun. It's just a nice feeling we're rediscovering. Exactly, it's a completely different game, and the fact that it's a come on, words. It's a survival game first and foremost, and that's the part that appeals to me most. But that's sweet. I'm glad you're having a good time. And honestly, yeah, if you start hosting your own server, that would be awesome. Yeah, it's something I've been having the itch of a good survival game. We played a couple survival craft games. Although right now I'm kind of riding the high on a Claire Obscura. So good. You host your... I will probably reduce the landmass cover. Really? How do you mean by that? Oh, okay. That'd be cool. Like have larger bodies of water? Sick. That'd be super cool. And you can actually build a base on the shore. Bit disappointed with the OG map generation. Oh, gotcha. I think it was similar with Minecraft, didn't they? I remember back in the alpha days. Yeah, you just get these huge expanses of just, you know, rock and rock, dirt. Oh, I getcha. But we know it's coming. It's definitely something to look forward to. I wonder if they'll ever have like a nautical update. Because I think a Minecraft ships or a Vintage Story ships idea would be pretty cool. Just go from a, you know, Stone Age to, you know, Imperial Britain. Oh, you did? Awesome. Yeah, I didn't hear that you didn't quite get the last one. So I'm great. Congratulations on the new job. That's awesome. That's always a very refreshing feeling, huh? It's like a breath of fresh air if you think about it. The Flesh Hulk. You're speaking my language. Incantations? No. Wait, maybe. Increase to all damage. Spirit. Pierce resist. No offensive ability. Defensive ability, however. Okay, we're doing it. Previous one sent you to Shadow Realm due to lack of contracts. Found a new job, pretty much the same thing, but so far much more promising. And literally the day you got the new job, I got contacted by the old one for a new Oh no! I mean, on their part, that is a big whiff on their end. I mean, I know seasonally, businesses tending, depending on the industry, tends to fluctuate, and, you know, summer being the busy season by default. Mostly because it tends to be after the end of fiscal year. My company does the same thing. Like, once you get towards Christmas time, it slows way down. And then summertime comes, it's unlimited overtime. Why is it every time I fight a particularly tanky enemy, my nose starts to itch insanely? Oh no! That's rough. On your side, the previous company, Milk Cow, is leaving. That is super rough. Reposition a lot of people around just a bit. Yeah. It is cool, though, that they, some people had the opportunity to, you know... I'm sorry, did your health go up? Some people had the opportunity to be moved around. Yeah, I get you. But a company will do what it takes to salvage itself. And sometimes it just doesn't end up conducive, you know, to your needs. And that's the important part. And the special important part is the fact that you did find something that does seem to conform to your needs, which is awesome. This new place sounds like it's going to be great. Okay, this hat I cannot not wear. Too good. Pierce damage, fire damage, ether damage. Like, I don't really care about the damages. I do care about the armor, however. A slush machine? Are we talking like slushies? What? It was a myth and proven real. What? That's amazing. Like, I was doing backflips when my company was like all about getting a, you know, a new coffee machine. It pours espresso. But no, slushies, like, during the workday, constantly, sounds amazing, especially when it's super hot out. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's a decent enough just to have a coffee machine in general. But if you can get a fancy automatic one... Oh, no. Yeah, that's exactly the case. Oh, there's something to be said about, like, how much sugar intake you tend to start bringing in as you do that. It's like, suddenly, it's like, oh, I've had, like, 4 hot cocos today. Oh, don't get me wrong, I do the same thing. They got this vanilla lattes that come out of it. Oh, you dump a triple shot espresso in there, you're good for the day. But needless to say, not good for you. Probably should stop doing that. There we go. Okay, we got slowed down super far. Here we go. Squash! Your job seems amazing. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, really, it seems these days people are getting jobs specifically for the benefits, not necessarily the pay itself. Old one dangled health insurance and stuff for years. Oh, yeah. It's the guarantee it's way before. Dangling health insurance? How does that even work? They're like, yeah, we're flirting around with companies, but we're not quite sealing the deal there. That sounds awful. Technically on contract employees. No. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so you work your contract, and then, you know, if they like you, they keep you, if they can. But if it's an entire company that focuses on contract employees in general, I've done a couple of those. Promotion at some point, so for like 2 years nobody can get permanents. Wow, yeah, that is messy. Which is crazy. It's like, yeah, you have a 2-year contract. But that's the sort of thing that companies do to kind of shoot themselves in the foot. So good on you for finding the new place. Okay. That character is hemorrhaging blood. I need that inside my body. Oh yeah, fun detail. Speaking of work, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I got first aid training today, which has been 100 times better than any other first aid training I've had. I went into so many subjects. From, like, allergies to, you know, internal bleeding. Their CPR dummies were cool. They actually told me that you had to break a sternum to do CPR. Exactly. Well, it's an important skill, too. Not just for the workplace, but just, like, you know, in any situation where, you know, you don't want to be in a situation where somebody's, you know, dying. It's like, well, I can do nothing. Although it was very interesting to learn what not to do. Yeah. It actually was a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. I was a little negative Nelly coming into it. It's like, man, this is dumb. I don't want to do this. And then the teacher was actually pretty damn good. Yeah. Or do something completely wrong. That could be the absolute worst thing you could do. Wow. I've upgraded quite considerably. Internal trauma. Physique. Defensive. We got the resistances and force wave. Delightful. Spirit, health, regen. Amazing. Okay, our character has become viable, to say the least. Yes, actually, many times. For example, they were describing the difference between a heart attack and cardiac arrest. They are not the same thing. One requires CPR. One says you will actually damage the heart if you do CPR. I learned how to preserve a tooth that's knocked out of a body. Apparently you can do that. Like, let's say, you know, your buddy gets in a fist fight, right? And he just wallops the other guy and knocks his tooth out, right? You know, you're like, oh my god, this guy's bleeding from the mouth. First they said, oh yeah, you can stuff the wound with a, you know, gauze, because that's what you're supposed to do. But then if you put the tooth in cow's milk, it'll preserve it for longer until it gets into the doctor. And then a dentist can actually reapply it, and it will be alive. It's like, what? I've never heard that before. Also, a little detail if somebody, like, chops off a finger and what you're supposed to do. Yeah. And, like, let's say somebody loses a finger. You first want to wash it off. So just imagine picking up a finger and washing it under the faucet. You know, make sure it's clean, not disinfected. Then you want to put it into a bag of ice. And then they encourage you to write the name of the person and the date. Because it's historically happened that people have gone to the doctors and had a finger reapplied that wasn't originally theirs. Which is insane to me. Like, can you imagine being at a point where you're, like, scratching your nose and, like, wait a minute. This isn't my finger. Yeah, exactly. But then again, okay, how well do you know your fingers? Like, when you look at them, could you, you know, pick them out of a lineup of other fingers? Like, if you just saw a bunch of pictures of fingers, some of them were yours, could you identify them? I mean, many people say they know it like the back of their hand, but how well do you know the back of your hand? These are the sort of things you think about when, you know, data entry-ing. I don't know. I'm still boggling the idea. It's like, okay, you go to the doctor, right? You're injured. Something happens. You have to lose your arm, right? Whoa, hello. Whatever the hell you are. You're a book. Not helpful. Okay. But, yeah, it's like you go to an arc. Oh, yeah. Take it easy. Like, you lose your arm, right? They have to amputate it. Like, can you tell the doctor, hey, you know, that's mine. I grew it. Can I have my arm back? Like, at what point do they say, no? I really do like this weapon. And I do like the attack speed more than anything else, so we're doing that. Poison damage, it does acid damage. Very low acid damage. To be sure. Finding health, energy regen. Poison acid. Health regen. No, this ring is not as good. Oops, that's not what I want. There we are. So 356 versus 384. 95%. 94%. A 1% difference is not enough to get rid of the other benefits. Okay, if you, like, look properly. Huh. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's one of those challenges I might have to try. See if I can identify my fingers. There's actually an art class project that I did once. It's how to, like, observe something and put that into a sketch. I'll be honest, I wasn't very good, but there's a picture of, like, someone holding a reflective orb, and then you're supposed to sketch your hand holding that. I think it was it's supposed to be a case concept of that one Escher painting. Or sketch. I guess it wasn't a painting. But this one, the focus was more on the hand than the orb itself and the reflection. I may have inadvertently gone towards acid damage for sure, but... But the attack speed's so nice. If we can keep rolling on that, we'd be set. And the weapon looks cool. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Haven's Wit. Okay. We are looking particularly tanky. A lot heavier armor than I'm used to. That seismic shockwave's amazing. Oh, whoa. What's making that? Oh, that's resilience. Ooh, okay. So resilience triggers from time to time. Interesting. Isaac Spalders, Steel Helm with the Dragool. I do not believe Mr. Dragool, Spalder, is going to be working out. Offensive ability. Oh yeah, so much better. What is Dragool stuff, though? Poison acid resistance. Regeneration. Oh. No. Alright, super pants. We got the Stalwart Infantry Breeches of Vicious Barbs. Pierce damage. Bleeding damage. Health. This is just better. Oh, that's because it's Vicious Barbs. Yeah, okay. Super pants. Just a reminder for everyone, because you keep forgetting yourself, drink water. Well, I have. Thank you, Arnie. I definitely will. I have forgotten, and I finished my coffee, so water is a good compromise. Oh, Lunia, I'm sorry. Your names are both red on my thing. And that's actually what I've been using to identify you off the corner of my eye. Yeah. It's the big secret about streaming is you have to read very quickly. And catch details as quickly as you can. At least, I feel like I have to. Maybe it might have some benefit to slow down a little bit. We'll see. If we start getting time, a little extra time, and then we're gonna definitely maybe take a deep breath. Maybe have a few more chill streams where the game is a little more low key. Although I do really like these challenges. But yeah, if the game's a little more low key, we just take a step back. I am familiar enough with this game where I can do that though. I've already died once today, so let's not do that again, shall we? Yeah. I love the shield bonk sound. It's like I'm hitting him with a frying pan. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I gotta say, the streams have made 100% better because you're here too. As much as, you know, it's me sitting here doing this, it is made better by you guys watching, for sure. Yeah. Wouldn't be nearly as fun if you guys weren't here. I love when we just smash a table and a chair. Like, why? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you being here, too. It's the one thing, even though it's been a little bit slow, I've been well, slower to grow, but I've been trying to cultivate at least the community side of it. Because it is a goal that I want to attain, is kind of be a little more personable to a, you know, the chat. As oftentimes, and this isn't a dig on other streamers, but I have noticed sometimes, you know, it tends to get a little too frantic, a little impersonal, as you mentioned, you know, they address them specifically as chat. I don't know. I like trying to address people as who they are. Rest in peace, friend. Well, it's interesting I can't just, like, smash the altar or something. It's definitely an occult basement, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Control is phenomenal. And that DLC was, I did enjoy them. They were quite good. I realize, no spoilers, I'm not going to be saying anything about them, but boy. That was fun. Claire Obscure, though, is blowing my mind. I love it. Yeah. I think that's the best part, is we're finding a, you know, as we explore different games and stuff. I mean, it may not be everything, but there's a little something for everybody. Well, thank you. I think it has as well. Case in point, I mean, you know, you guys are living proof. There we go. Negan the Withered. Yeah, I wonder if this guy is a Walking Dead reference, because he does basically have a nailed bat. And while I'm not the most in love when it comes to a reference humor, made mention I'm not the biggest Borderlands fan in the world. I like it when it is subtle, when it's like you basically just have a name and a little bit of a detail, but that's the only thing that it points out to. It's not like overt in the face. Hide Sash of Blood. Empiric Tarnished. Alright. No. Now, have I neglected a soldier too much? I do want these abilities. Nah, I gotta get these. Some of these abilities need. I can get a soldier later down the road. Oh, speaking of which, oh, I already did that. Time to pawn our stuff. You know, I know they did it. Vindicated, Righteous. I know they did it in Path of Exile. But the loot aspect in these games, just the level of commerce and like getting the merchants to actually sell stuff that's really good. I feel like that is a something that's a little bit lacking in ARPGs. Oh god. Okay. Oh, you're not a merchant? Get out of here. Who do you think you are? Me walking up to you. You expecting to do the thing that I normally use you for? So that's an amazing amulet. Actually, that knife is pretty damn good. It does acid damage, though, which I don't love. What else does it do? Acid damage, vitality damage, poison damage. I don't love it. I don't love it. These knives, even though they're powerful, they are not actually adhering to what I need them to be. Okay, we press on. You know, I'm not a big person to do any form of cosplay at all. But, like that one cultist hat, I would love a hat like that. We should contact the nearest haberdashery and just say, please, give me the hat of Grim Dawn. Yes, I'm aware it's also the Van Helsing hat, but god damn it, I want the Grim Dawn one. I do love the random ancient tomb in the middle of the swamp. Like, what would you guys do if, like, let's say you're going on a swamp hike, right? Because, you know, people do that. They don't. They really don't. But you know, you're wandering around and you just find a bunch of standing stones and then a sarcophagus with a skeleton inside. Like, what can you even do with that? I mean, obviously you don't mess with it, but it's been there for so long. You can remember, beyond the eons. No, people do not do that. I mean, maybe. Oh, we do have a lot of swamps in the south, so, you know, maybe they do. I don't know. Where I live is a lot more mountainous than swampy. Exactly. Okay. I think you and I are kindred spirits in that regard. Because how else do you know there's a skeleton inside unless you have opened it? Yeah, basically at like the first sign of anything moving that you didn't expect. Like, okay, I'm gone. Even if it was like a little chipmunk. There we go. Now there's the question. Is a skeleton gonna do? I mean, that's true. But then again, you know, you never know if you got like the curse of the mummy. That could be one of the like biggest, most ultimate ooh. Kudo, Tovern, I missed you guys. I completely blew past you. They have a quest which gives me a necklace that I'm probably not gonna use. But, you know, I mean, if the skeleton hand just, like, grips the edge of the sarcophagus, like, okay, yeah, I'm gone. Please do not follow me home. It's like back in the old first and second edition D&D days when the undead were supposed to be scary, damn it. When they touched you, you lost levels. Also, you're not murdery. Fun partner. You wanted. Yeah, that's true. That is true, yeah. If you, like, unveil... Oh, yeah. Basically even, like, zombies and stuff, they had this thing where that, like, if they punched you or did damage, you took negative... sometimes. It depends on the power of the undead. But, like, they were supposed to be super freaky. Like, fighting them with a knight, you didn't want to do that. That's why clerics were so powerful. You reserve tons of resistances. Do I sacrifice 21% health regeneration? That is the question. I'm gonna go with yes. It hurts, but yes. It depends what you want to get out of it. Like I don't know, have you guys seen 5.5 that much? I'm not the most in love with it myself. But then again, I'm a 3.5 kid, so... I don't know. It's like, I've played it. I actually like the D&D, like, 5e is not terrible. But the books themselves, comparatively to the old ones, are not actually the best written. I do love how they're trying to make it a lot more accessible to people, though. Yeah. It's, I'm not too in love with it. It seems to be leaning a little bit away from, the openness that I feel the tabletop's supposed to be. It's like basically, hey, here's these classes. You can do these certain things for like making prestige classes. Yeah, I do too. It's my current job is kind of making it impossible. But I do plan on making that, you know, less of a thing. So maybe it'll be possible in the future. I do miss it myself. But yeah, with the rigidity, it's okay if things were better written. And that's kind of the aspect I find with the 3.5, is they had a ton of supplementary books. Yes, it was more rigid. However, everything was so well detailed that it just kind of opened it up a lot. We're doing online D&D. Hey, you know, I'll keep that in mind. Now, it's I struggle a little bit because I don't really have the technical skill for the online D&D, but I'm not against learning. Yeah, I will keep that in mind. That might be fun. I'm going to attach it to my idea spreadsheet. And that's actually not hyperbole. I literally have one. of like ideas and things that I want to expand on. Looked into it. Like tools. Which, I mean, that's super cool. Which program did you look into? I'm most familiar with a Rule 20, even if it can be a little obtuse at times. And it does require a lot more preparation than a basic, you know, game with your friends can be. Hell yeah. I mean, isn't that such a cool tool? I mean, like, one of my best friends, he's very much somebody who has a journal, right? And he just writes down his ideas. Like, I've always enjoyed that. That, you know, it's like, hey, I just had a random thought, and I'm going to write it down so I remember it later and expand on it. It's like, man, I wish I could incorporate that a little bit more. So I did. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've dinked around with a lot of some of those programs. See, my last D&D campaign, it was very casual. You know, let's call it rules light, because I am kind of new to DMing. But I was actually really happy with it, and we kind of stopped halfway in the campaign. I am hoping to pick that up again eventually. Learned that from your mom. She used to wake up in the middle of the night and write down stuff from her dreams. Oh, crazy! So she had a like a dream journal. Cool. Believe in angels, yeah. You know, that level of faith. I don't share it, but I do admire it in people. I mean, you gotta believe in something. But, you know, as long as you maintain reason. Oh, yeah, I get you. You know, that is actually kind of a trope that are like in horror games, and actually Control is a good example too. Sorry, this may seem like a random tangent, but your mention of finding the journal and reading it kind of brought me to the thought. But it's always a trope of finding these like little newspaper clippings and journals to like kind of expand the world and the knowledge. But like, when was the last time you just found a journal, right, and just decided to read it? Wouldn't that be weirdly cool and vicarious? Just kind of like, you know, getting a little periscope into somebody's lives and thoughts. And just know who they are, being the reader. Why am I not throwing my shield? There we go. Oh god, super boss. Okay. Now you learn more about your mom. Maybe you should start again. Maybe. Are you mentioning like a starting writing or reading? Well, I mean, yeah, the learning that little periscope in the past is super interesting. Especially if you didn't have, you know, the opportunity to do so. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. I've always find writing to be a good discipline building thing. Just a way to get your thoughts out. Again, and I've been quoting him a lot today, but Ray Bradbury mentioned that, you know, the worst thing you can do with an idea is think about it. If you ever have an idea, just write it. Don't dilute it with thought, just write it down naturally as what it is. And then that way you'll have the most original form of that idea. You can edit it later. Oh, God. Yeah, once I kill this guy, I'll be able to be a little more attentive to chat. Boy, killing guys is slow. Just die! There you go. I also noticed he stopped casting the vulnerability. Interesting. Okay. So, used to as a kid, it was a good way not to internalize as much. But taking mine a lot. But writing on paper is different. Well, it's actually, and this is something that, I've taken a bunch of, like, leadership classes just for my job. But, this one professor I took that I really enjoyed, she talked a bunch about, because she came from a neuroscience background, and there is actually a literal difference between how you process things when you're writing it down versus when you're just typing it out. Like, the act of writing uses a different part of your brain than just typing. It's also a better way to remember things, too. Like, even if you never read those notes again, if you write it down and physically act on writing it, then it's much more likely to stick in your brain. Which, I mean, of course, memory is like a muscle. You have to try to use it more to strengthen it. Yeah. You know, actually, I'm definitely not the person to answer that, because I have no idea. But I would be interested to find out. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I would assume... Again, that's an assumption. I would assume that it would mean that, you would still use the neural pathways similarly, because... Or at least through the action, even if you process it differently. I don't know. Again, that's just speculative on my part. I don't know. Once you get kind of like, I mean, I'm not a high level, but once you start getting higher in level, it gets a lot more satisfying to get level ups. I spy with my little eye. We're doing that. Resilience is too good. Problem is that it takes so much effort to write it down. There isn't enough attention. Yeah, I get you. That is actually an interesting take at it, is maintaining that effort. I mean, and true, it could be said, frequency makes it easier. However, I totally understand the difficulty of just like, the act of doing it takes away from the actual thought itself. hey, thank you for following. A Jargon. I appreciate you following. It's good to talk to you. Hopefully you've been enjoying the stream. That scared the hell out of me, I'll be honest. I just keep forgetting what you want to write. So I think... Hey, you know, that's true. It'll definitely take an evolution. If what you're thinking about kind of shifts as you're writing it. You know, part of me is actually... I do become somewhat amused how startling that is, though. Because, you know, it jolts me. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing this, and it's working. No, I really appreciate follows. Yeah, growing up myself, I'm dyslexic, so I've had to build a lot of different kinds of discipline when it comes to my, you know, just reading and writing. It's become one of my favorite subjects, mind, but it's just the act of doing it started as a challenge, but, you know, do it more and more and more. It improves. I think next level we're going to start pumping into a soldier. Because we really need to start getting that health regen. We're high enough level that our health dropping considerably is kind of risky. There we go. You know, this cave I've gone through so many times. I do quite like it in its own charm, especially because it actually ties in a higher level place inside of it. However, well, I'm not going to say it's uninspired. It's okay. It's just full of animals. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to draw way too much attention to them in case you're, like, working on your homework. Just think the squeaking is a, mice. It's mice. No worries. I mean, I did mention, you know, before how spiders I find in RPGs tend to be a little uninspired. I feel like it's kind of turned the same way with zombies. The most running on sentences ever. I like it. Although it is amusing if you think about it. It's like, you know, if that's just you're writing if you talk that way. Because, I mean, at some level, as people tend to write a level of how they speak, right? I don't know. Does that horse seem a little bit small? No, comparatively. It's about the size of a horse. Already 42 words. Might I suggest a comma? That is a long sentence. I like to imagine you're saying it without taking a breath. Oh, I gotcha. Use them at every opportunity. You know, you can make a compromise in the middle. You say what you need to say, period. Next sentence. Furthermore, and then continue on the sentence. Use a period like a comma. Sure, give it a shot. How does a comma in French work, actually? Does it work differently? I mean, I just like the idea that the sentence is supposed to stop with the period, and then you just keep going. Oh, okay. Because I know that, depending on the language, some punctuation works a little bit differently than the other. And I will profess, I do not know French well. I mean, so far, and this is when I joked when I was younger, but it's like, yeah, I knew how to say, merci s'il vous plaît. No, that is not a correct way to say anything. In fact, I believe it means thank you very please. But to be fair, I mean, it's nice getting that perspective. As a good friend of mine growing up, I speak Spanish. Always have. My family speaks it from time to time. But my friend very much does not speak Spanish. So, you know, when he's at the bathroom or at a Mexican restaurant, for whatever reason, he was a genius and wanted to say it in Spanish, but, you know, he wanted to ask where the bathroom was. So he said, ¿Cómo está el baño? Like, no, it's ¿Dónde está el baño? He just asked, how is your bathroom? All right. Force in the air. Now it's rare. Formations. Yeah, I do like that because I'm pretty sure I recognize some of the words. I wonder if I can, like, piece together, if given enough time to look at it, I wonder if I'd be able to piece together what exactly that sentence says, even without knowing the language. Yeah. I was thinking that too. It's like, some of those words are actually seem kind of similar. Like looking at and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, I'm so sorry. But like, pre-hospitalers. But that one, I mean, it sounds like a hospital. But then again, I might also be thinking, yeah, probably very much misunderstood. So, Lionel grew for the formation. I don't think I understand Dirigence. Okay, no. Let me do this, then I'll try. I realize I'm still having a boss battle with puddles and stuff. Okay, here we go. All right, so sentiment, benefit. Thank you. Egg benefits. All right, so, and this is my guess, and you can tell me how incorrect I am, but it may be like I'm getting an impression this is some kind of historical context. Mind you, it's a sentence, but it has to do with like the formation of some military unit to a different place with like hospitals and stuff. That's a general thought. I accept being 100% incorrect if that is indeed the case. Defensive and attack speed. Delightful. I'm actually kind of curious to see how off the mark I am. Actually, really personal text about what you want to do in the future. Ah! So yeah, it turns out that I have no idea what that says. I'm so sorry. Well, I tried. See, what I was really doing was piecing together words that seemed familiar, and I was making an assumption on what they meant based on that, which does work when it comes to like German and I guess for me, Spanish and Portuguese and stuff like that. However, I do know French tends to have the way they say their words. I don't know. It seems non-standard, but that might just be because I'm not used to it. Ooh, here we go. It's actually kind of, I mean, I grew up around it, but, you know, English my first language. But learning Spanish, I did so by just, you know, being around people who spoke Spanish all the time. And I basically just picked up words, started using them, just piecing them together in sentences, and more over time, I just became more fluent. Basically, you're doing this for a class, and it's like an exploration building foundation for schoolwork, and you're talking about how you went to transfer at some point. And, okay, so I got the transfer correct, but the subject was way incorrect. In the same school, but a different program to be a paramedic. Oh, paramedic, that's what. That's interesting. Yeah. But the fun fact is, usually when I do speak Spanish, it's like blowing people's minds because they do not expect it from me. And I really haven't had a need to speak Spanish for a long time. That's refreshing. But I don't know, it's... Maybe I don't do things the easy way, but taking, like, Spanish class in school is not a, at least for me, it was not the best way to learn. Really? Are we talking Spanish or a Mexican Spanish? Or, let's be more honest, South American Spanish. We're just used to Mexican around here. And when I say Spanish, it's just Spanish from Spain. Spanish friends. Turn to Cuban. Oh, wow, Cuban. I think I met a couple Cuban folk. Pretty fun. There's actually been people I've known for years, right? I've worked with them for years and kind of, you know, gone through the racket, only to find out that, like, you know, years later, I've called them by their nickname for so long, I didn't actually know their real name. Teach you Cuban Spanish. I mean, you know, given the opportunity, I mean, that's how you improve. Have fun with it. Yeah, it was basically it was towards the end when I was working at this one restaurant. This one guy I've worked for years. I've known him as Chino, right? Like, okay, I've known that was his nickname, but you know, I never thought about it. I just knew him as Chino. It's like, hey, could you pass me my paycheck? Like, yeah, no problem. I'll go. You know, I go get it, and I stop, and I think, what is su nombre? Like, what is your name? And of course, his answer, Chino. I have so many weapons that I normally would use, but not this time. Not this time. No, I don't need spirit armor. Okay, we're doing soldier. One more level, we're going there and there. Reminds you how white folks have their name and a nickname, and usually in English. So yeah, you never do know their actual name. And that's crazy, like how long you can know somebody and just not gain what I would assume should be a normal piece of information. You know? Okay, I said that out loud, but I'm gonna have to go back on myself. Because you have that, how many times have you had, like, internet friends, right? And you just know them by their internet friend name, and never actually learn what their name is. You only know them in the single context. This is a boss I was slightly worried about. Because he throws rocks, and he's super mean. And lo and behold, Dansky is not mine. So, I don't know, it's a little interesting, like, how we know people. What? Like one of those ads you see on a Facebook or something. It's like, oh, the truth will shock you. Click here now and find out 3 mind-blowing facts. And then they proceed to not tell you those facts. They'll take you to a site saying something completely different. Yeah, I'm not bitter. Alright, we got our first cool shield. Let's see what we got. This die does Defender of Devil's Crossing. Wow. Level 17. Less damage from Ether Corruptions. Less damage from Ethereals. 31 defensive ability. Increase armor. Blitz. Yes. And Seismic Blast at a better chance. This I need. That's like a must shield. As in I must have it. Mental resist. Okay. Huh. Did find out your name after. That's awesome. You had an Aunt M? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I had a great Uncle Rudolph, so you never know. Sometimes names are just awesome. You know, I will say with this character, I have not felt the desperate need to get as far away from a boss as much as I have with any of my other characters. Which is nice. You know, if it ever comes up, I also do find the origin of names, just in general, super interesting. I mean, you got the, you know, let's go with, like, a super blasé and bland one, like, Johnson, right? I mean, basically, it's rooted, it's the son of John. John's son, right? But then again, like, you got names like Cunningham. It's like, well, okay, what are they named after? Like, a crafty pig? Character you made when you were younger. Opal Jade Orchard. That's cool. Based on a few dreams, a little closer. That's cool. I like that. The original OC. You know, there's something to be said about a man who just runs into a camp of blood cultists and, like, decides to fight him with a sword. Not only fighting him with a sword, but the fact that I have to hit him 4 or 5 times every time. It's like, I am just a frantic madman with a machete. I like all the gems in the name. Very glistening. I mean, not to say you sound too blasé. It's like opalescent. Uniya Yuki-ai. Very into Japanese. Okay. Change a bit. More superhero based with powers acquired with some. That's awesome. Or were they like gem powers? Uniya Yuki-ai. I think it's super cool that a game. Oh no. You crashed. No. Oh. Crap. Stand by. This is one of the few games that I would accept a stability issues in. Alright, here we go. Now definitely fantasy, and Opal is the only exclusive power. Other gem-based powers. Oh, that's crazy. Now, do they get power from, like, holding the gems, or do they get the power of the gems? Which, I know sounds pedantic, but I feel like they have a big difference. All right. Oops, that's not where I want to be. There we go. Oh, the healer. I kill things too slow. Healers are a problem. Like how you just keep stunning those guys. It's great to think you have your own fantastical world and someone will have an entire different one in their head. Well, maybe multiverse has... I mean, you know, I've thought about that sometimes. I'm like, think about it. If and it's like outside of reality, because you could definitely say a fantastical world is something that is not real, right? And you can say that definitively. It doesn't fit in this reality. However, any story ever made, like, is basically just you're creating a world unto itself. You're putting the effort into telling a story which shapes it more through telling and more thought put into it. I was thinking, like, you know, maybe that's a form of reincarnation, right? Like, if you pass away, you move on to whatever the next world is, and you keep existing forever in a series of stories, living a different life. I mean, by all means, you cease here, but you move on. That may just come from, you know, not knowing what consciousness is and all that, but, well, definitively. Here for this. Doing this. The hammer is passed on. Humility. There's also another book. This one's fiction, but it had a decent quote that I found interesting. It's like the world that's in your head, right? Created by you. I feel like everybody has one, right? But it's like, you know, you can never truly convey that to another person. Like, you can only give them a little glimpse if you're, like, very close to them. But at the end, they will never be able to experience, like, you know, the little nuances to that very personal world that you have. Hey, healer, please. There we go. The gem middle names are a societal thing. The province you are born in is one, and where you moved second. Oh, that's cool. Emily was born with Jade, and then she moved to the Opal area, becoming Jade back in her name. Oh, that's awesome. French for this. I like that. If you care to elaborate, what about the regions, why do they tie to a particular gem? I mean, gems are clearly important to them. Did that say steel treads? Yeah, they're boots. No. A little too elemental. We're not doing that, damn it. Oh, hold up. We missed out on a tradition. In getting our 2 classes, I usually make a note of what that class name is. Yeah, what are we? We are a warlord. Hell yeah. There we go. Hey, that wasn't my fire. He is the molten. Do so much damage, sir. Ormadan, Odalon. There we go. Okay. As for powers, it's actually a blessing from creatures, so you get kind of imbued with power. The reason why they are gem associated is the fur or feathers, scales shed from the creature coalesce into them. Oh! They just live in their own section, so that... Oh, that's cool. So yeah, the gems are a little more organic in that way. That's awesome. I like that idea. Yeah, Bloodletter Video's crazy. He's gonna open a giant fountain of blood at your feet. Step at this in dismay. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before I find a weapon that compares to what I have now. Bonk. Alright, what time is it? Whoa. Okay. Go for a little bit longer. So the opal is from the dragon, which is why opal is exclusive. A dragon. Oh, that's crazy. So when you say it's the only dragon, is it the only source of opals? Or is it just that dragon's opals? Interesting. I like that, and I like how the rarity of the dragons ties into it as well. Okay. Yeah, Titanic monstrosity. I love it. Here we are. That is a lot of dudes. Ah. Oh, well, there's your problem. There's a resurrector right there. The reanimator. Yeah. Cut them down. There. Need to know, is there anything with emeralds in your world? We have a large statue around your city, so you don't know if it's actually bigger than the statue, but that's large. Okay, that's awesome. And I've always loved garnets myself. Although this may just be my geology nerd. Have you guys ever seen an ocean picture stone? So cool. I actually think it's native to Canada, too. Lo and behold, these soldiers are very survivable. Fucker. God, there's so many! And I'm going slow. Is a type of dog. You forget exact big breed. Emerald's got super stream. Or super steam. Strength. Gotcha, I see what you're saying. Very good self-healing. Nice! You know, the idea of an emerald hound is actually really awesome. Alright, you got a big old brick for a shield. Okay, we got one of each. Set. The owner of the angry bonk. As panthers, they get invisibility and poison immunity. They drink poisonous tea, and if they do it long enough, they get poisonous themselves. That does sound awesome. I like that. Poison panther, too. Oh, I gotcha. Ours aren't too connected to the gems still. I don't know. I mean, I think even being able to tie, like, using the gems in unconventional ways is kind of a, like, it makes it that much more interesting, too. Because it's not like, oh yeah, ruby is fire, or emerald is poison, or something. You actually have kind of a, you know, Not a disassociation, but you go with a different alternative reasoning. I think it's super cool. Yeah. Yeah, I totally feel you there. It's like finding unique things, or at least say new ways to looking at things too. Isn't it Mark Twain who said, do you ever find yourself on the side of the majority? It's time to reconsider. I mean, he said it mostly in jest, but yeah, that's a good point. Like, rethink, and then if you find that you like the conventional way more, well, do it. At least you have the conviction to do so. Alright, I got a little nook and cranny here that we're going to look at, and then go from there. Yeah, power through those guys. That shockwave is awesome. I think it's retaliation ability too. All right. All right, just one camp more. I know, this game is actually, I hate to say it, if you ever get in the groove of it, it is addicting. It's so easy to just like lean back and just kind of like, you know, keep powering forward. The enemies don't stop, neither should you. Harbor Gold the Shank. I'm sorry, Krieg's Cleaver? Go on. Oh. A cruel weapon owned by a cruel man. Interesting. Damage to humans. Life Stealer. That's a good vitality weapon. Not what I'm doing. You can do this. You got this. You just gotta regroup. Well, it's been fun being a distraction. You started this world pretty young. You read Build Core Quest and loved gems with power, but it's been around for so long that you've changed things. One of the loosest inspirations at this point. But I mean, isn't that kind of how it goes? If you've had something that you've carried along and kind of like had it evolve, it grew up with you, basically. And then like it's... I mean, you're not the same person you were, right? So it only goes to show that the thing you created changed just as much. This kind of makes it more interesting if it's something that has evolved from you know, as your perspectives have changed. I wonder how much, came out when you were when you originally came out of it, that you've just like you've looked back and decided, nah, that's not the right one. I think that makes it so much better. Been refined over the years. Yeah. Because I don't know. I don't think a discarded idea is a not valuable idea. But it'd be one that you just, you know, you don't mesh with anymore. Your own imagery world, or imaginary world, is based on your own experiences, some books you've read as a kid. And it's changed as you change. Exactly. Exactly, and it's also the, exactly as you said, it's based on experiences and stuff. Or on your experiences, and then as you gain new experiences, it only makes the world that much richer, too. I mean, Opal, think of how many new things you've consumed as you've grown up and gained more inspiration from those things, too. Even if in subtle ways, they could probably influence it. I don't know. The creative process, I find, is absolutely fascinating. And while I do have the idea, I mean, I do love the idea of the origin of things, it's mostly because I enjoy how they evolve and change over time. So that's why I'm usually seeking, what is the original version of this? Therefore, I would be able to, you know, follow its path as it gets bigger. What's up, boss man? Okay, Mr. Malformed. I protest your methods. I protest your hitting me? I don't know, my wit is fading as I am losing consciousness. Alright, give me a sec. Yeah, tormented, malformed. Alright. I totally get that. I get the same thing when I'm talking, too. As I mentioned, I'm dyslexic, right? And normally it takes a lot of energy to constantly speak clearly and concisely. And it's not until I start getting tired where my sentences and start jumbling up and, you know, I start speaking gibberish. It's like a game of Mastermind. Yep, right word, wrong location. Take that, Mr. Malformed. Agra the Tormented. Your stupid little ice ability. Freeze me, will ya? God, I love my attack speed. Get him! All right. So that finishes out this quest. I'm gonna grab that ether crystal. Or aether crystal. I know they say AE makes an E sound, but I like the AE sound, just aether. my own take. But I do need to head off to bed. With that, I appreciate y'all being here. Hey, I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. We're doing this game we had again. Yeah, it was really fun chilling. I enjoyed a kind of sprawling out and kind of ideas and language and stuff like that. I really look forward to seeing that tomorrow. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope you get some good sleep, and I hope you finish your project, Lunia. But yeah, hope you have a wonderful evening, and good night.